Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. We're still using this Gardevoir team with Gardevoir, Araquanid, Heatran, Tapu Koko, Hitmontop, and Hydreigon for this week. Now, it's already the new year. This is the first episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles of the new year, and it's already a day late, so I'm sorry for that. When I got home yesterday, it was actually I totally forgot about maintenance, so I couldn't record a video yesterday. And don't worry, I'll be making that video up. I just don't know when. It'll be sometime this week for sure. I just don't know when. I'm pretty busy this week. There's a lot of stuff that I have to plan for. As we got Yale from France with a 1671 rating as our first opponent today. Also the fact that okay, so I have a few things to talk about. The first one, but let's just get into the team. I'll talk about it in team preview when the battle starts. So we got Gengar, Landorus, Como, Charizard, Tapu Bulu, and Whimsicott. It's a really weird matchup. Wait, I think I faced this opponent, didn't I? I could have sworn I faced this opponent. I think I'll go Tapu Koko Gardevoir, because I have played a few games off camera because I've been really trying to figure out, like, how do I want to use this team, or what can I change about it, because I don't know, I've been testing it. It's all right. I don't know, it's just strange to me. I think Gardevoir, Tapu Koko, Hitmontop's not that great here. Heatran's definitely really good if I can get rid of Landorus and Como, and the Araquanid kind of beats the Landorus. I did play a team very similar to this, actually. There was no Tapu Bulu. I just don't remember what it was over that slot. But anyway, yeah, I've been playing quite a few practice battles with this team. I'm not sure I like it, though. I feel like it has a lot of weird and iffy matchups. Lele is definitely a problem. I found out, like, Tapu Lele is an extremely problematic Pokemon. I might be changing a few Pokemon up for this team because I feel like there are a few interesting ones. Heatran hasn't really done as much work as I was hoping it would do on this team. But Araquanid has been putting in a lot of work. Like, Araquanid has won me most of the battles I have played with this team. So we're going to see Gengar Whimsicott lead, as I do lead my Tapu Koko plus my Gardevoir here. And I will go for a Thunderbolt into the Gardevoir slot. Into the Gengar slot. I will risk the speed tie because, you know, if I get it, that's great. If I don't, oh well. And I'll attempt to get Trick Room up right here, because even though it's probably like, you know, Whimsicott can go for Taunt, I don't think it carries Taunt on the Gengar Whimsicott combination, especially with Como. I think Charizard too. It's probably Tailwind. I don't think it's Nature's Power if it's just Bulu. I think it's Moonblast, Protect maybe, carries Encore for sure, I believe. But we're going to see Gengar Mega Evolve. I mean, at worst, I'm risking a Speed Tie here. And if not, I just get to Trick Him up potentially with Gardevoir. You have to either Fake Tier Sludge Bomb my Gardevoir slot, or you can just Protect, which is absolutely okay too, as Whimsicott Talents. This is absolutely perfect for me because I get to go for Trick Room right here, and I get this Trick Room up. So now I am faster with both my Pokemon. Of course, my opponent can just Encore the Gardevoir, but I can just Protect here and knock out the Gengar here for life or Thunderbolt, because either Gengar goes down, Whimsicott has to switch on the Tapu Bulu. Gengar wants to survive a Thunderbolt most likely, unless it's like Max Spadef Gengar. I could just Volt Switch. But if Tapu Bulu comes in, I don't think I care. I just Protect here in Thunderbolt. I don't care if it's like Max Spadef Gengar that can live Thunderbolt. As Gengar's going to retreat and go out into Tapu Bulu. Okay. So I don't mind this because, one, I can just go on a Heatran and just start clicking Heat Wave. I think that's a really, really safe call here. I wonder if it's actually a Grass type move coming out for the Whimsicott from like Nature's Power. We'll see. Yeah, it's just Encore. Okay. Perfect. I get a free bit of chip onto Tapu Bulu. Good damage, actually. Really good damage. I need my Tapu Koko alive because Como is going to be definitely a big threat, and I'm pretty sure it's in the back, because my opponent really hasn't brought good answers to Heatran. So I'll just Protect my Koko and go out into Heatran. My opponent could read this, but Superpower shouldn't knock out Heatran. So I will just Protect here. Next turn I can Heat Wave, Volt Switch to Whimsicott slot and probably pick up a knockout potentially. Or I could Gleam, I guess. Heat Wave Gleam actually does sound really good. Well, then again, my opponent could just Encore the Tapu Koko, so I could just switch on to Gardevoir again. So I'll go out on a Heatran because it's a very safe play here. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. Maybe he gets a sub up if my opponent has it. I kind of doubt it's substitute on this kind of team with Tapu Bulu. So let's see what's coming out. It's going to be Encore into the Tapu Koko slot actually. And a Hornleech going to go out into Tapu Koko slot as well. So this is really good for me because I got Heatran in against 2 grass types. Mega Gengar doesn't really want to take a Heat Wave really. And I can just go out in the Gardevoir and Heat Wave my opponent's team. My opponent really doesn't have many switch-ins. I think Heat Wave should be able to knock out Bulu with how much Thunderbolt did from my Tapu Koko. So I'm in a fantastic position here. Like, Heatran can actually put in work in this game. And I'm going to get Gardevoir in because I don't want him switching out on a Como and encoring my Tapu Koko, which I think would put him in the best position, especially when Whimsicott's Focus Sash here. So I will gladly just go for a Heat Wave here. Get as much damage as I can, potentially. And then get Gardevoir in. Try to Psychic the Como before it can set up. So my opponent's thinking really hard. Maybe he doesn't have Como in the back. If there's no Como in the back, this makes this game a lot easier for me. But Gardevoir going to come out. Let's see, a Bulu will retreat. As I will trace the Grassy Surge. Doesn't really matter. Bulu switches out into Como, yeah. And Encore should be going out into my Tapu Koko slot. Fake Tears, actually. Okay. That works too, because I can still fire off Heat Waves and Psychics, and there's no downfall. And people might be wondering, why don't I click Hyper Voice? Como's usually run Soundproof in VGC 2018, so Hyper Voice is a sound move, so it won't affect Como at all. Heat Wave did good damage. Psychics should knock out Como, and I should be able to pick up a knockout on the Whimsicott slot. Tailwind peters out, which means one less turn to Trick Room? Yeah. A little bit unfortunate. Not sure Whimsicott carries Protect. Maybe I should prepare for that in case Whimsicott does carry Protect. I think the play is to go for Mega Evolve Psychic into Como and go out in my Tapu Koko because I don't want my opponent getting a free switch into Gengar. Let's say I go for Heat Wave with Heatran and Whimsicott, let's say, goes for... Let's say I Heat Wave the Whimsicott, knock it out, and then Gengar can come in, could disable my Gardevoir, and then I'm put in a really bad spot. So I'll go into Koko here. Get this Electric Surge up. We'll see what my opponent decides to do here. It's going to be... I could see Last Ditch Tailwind too. Last Ditch Tailwind is scary. It's not as bad though, I think. Yeah, Como should always protect here, and let's see what Whimsicott does. This is a Last Ditch Tailwind. It's Fake Tears, okay. So now I actually threat him with a Dazzling Gleam and a Trick Room, actually. Which I will go for 100%, I think. If you Encore me, I get a Psychic. Gleam should pick up a knockout, combined with Psychic no matter what. So I don't feel like I'm in a bad spot at all. I can just go for a Gleam plus Trick Room here. If my opponent Encores me, so be it. I lock in a Psychic, but I don't think that's too bad because I should get a knockout on the Whimsicott this turn and potentially whatever slot's coming in on the Como slot. And if you allow me to get Trick Room, that's really bad for my opponent because then Gardevoir can do a lot of work against my opponent under the Trick Room with Heatran. So my opponent's in a really tough position, and I'm surprised about the Fake Tears play, to be honest. I really am. But I guess that works out. So Como's going to retreat, go into Bulu. Yep, okay. So Grassy Surge is going to activate. You're not going to get Tailwind up. I'm guessing Encore? No, Tailwind. Go for Tailwind again. Okay. I get Trick Room up. Okay. Dazzling Gleam. Still does so much to top of Bulu. It actually does so much. I don't know why. I'm getting a Trick Room up. And I guess I could Volt Switch here, but I'd rather just Hard Switch Heatran because I don't think there's any risk if I just Hard Switch in Heatran. Como comes in, I could just click Gleam plus Hyper Voice. Or Gleam plus Psychic even. Yeah, Como comes in. I wonder if my opponent's going to forfeit because I feel like Gengar should always be your play here. I'm just going to Psychic the top of Blue slot because I don't have a reason not to, and I'm just going to Gleam here. Gleam should knock out Como. It's a Life Orb Dazzling Gleam times 4 effective against Como. Tailwind up is really bad for my opponent because now Koko just outspeeds everything on the team. Koko and Gardevoir just outspeed everything on my opponent's team. Well, all my members actually outspeed my opponent's team. You can't set up. You're in a really bad position with Como. I guess he would have been in a bad position with Gengar because a Psychic could go in that slot, but it's like I can only knock out one of your Pokemon at a time there. Oh, my opponent's gonna double. Okay. And what? Not protect Bulu? Okay, I think my opponent was hoping I would go for maybe double knockout the Como slot, but it doesn't work because I just make the safe play of Gleam plus Psychic to top of Bulu slot. As, yeah, like, my opponent could have just brought Gengar and tried to force something. But right here, I think this auto loses him the game because now I can just click Gleam plus Psychic. Then I'll definitely be able to pick up both my opponent's Pokemon off. And I have turns of Trick Room to work with. I should still have 2 more turns. Como gonna come out. I actually have 3 turns of Trick Room to work out. So, yeah, my opponent has 0 answers, I think. I should have 0 answers for this. I just Gleam plus Psychic. That's just gonna be forfeited. Yeah, a little strange the last play. Like, I kind of see where my opponent goes off, but I just don't think it would have worked out. If I clicked Hyper Voice and Bulu survived, maybe it would have worked out, but I have no reason not to click Psychic there. It's stronger, and I could catch Gengar on a switch if you try to protect Como and getting Gengar for some reason. But Psychic was just an overall safe play, and I had no reason to really Hyper Voice there. Psychic just is stronger into the top of Bulu slot. So, gonna be able to pick up a win. That was a really interesting matchup. I think Tailwind turn 1. I don't think you Tailwind against a Mega Gardevoir. Maybe my opponent thought I wouldn't Trick Room there. Maybe he thought I was going to double up the Gengar slot trading for it. But I don't think I had a reason not to go for Trick Room there just in case. Because even though you can Encore Threaten and reverse Trick Room, I could always just protect so I still have to Trick Room up and then I threaten with my Trick Room Mons. We got Aura's VGC here with the team of Rotom-H, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Salamence, Tapu Fini, and Amoonguss. I actually really like this QR code. I think I might try it. It looks actually really cool. Excadrill's a pain. Excadrill's definitely a pain here. So is Amoonguss. Amoonguss can be troublesome, I feel like. So is Fini. There's so many problematics. Araquanid seems really good if I can get rid of Mence and Amoonguss. Hydreigon looks like it can do alright, I guess, in this matchup. I could get Tailwind up potentially. I don't see myself getting Tailwind up. That's an option. I think Gardevoir plus him on top is really safe here as an option here. But even though Araquanid is really good in this matchup, I don't see it doing work against Rock Slide Spam, Double Edge from Mence, Thunderbolt from Rotom-H. And then I can't damage the last 2. So Araquanid's out. Heatran I feel like does work because I get rid of the Amoonguss. I think Coco. It's weird because I'm not getting Trick Room out with this squad, I feel like. I'm going to go for it though. Hydreigon could have been alright because it's a ground immunity, which could have been nice against this team, I feel like. However, not sure. I really like my opponent's team though. I really love it. Even though it's a QR code, I love it. I just like the way it looks. Because it reminds me of like something I tried out earlier in this format. Except I didn't have an Excadrill. I actually think I had like the same 5, except it's not Excadrill. It was, what did I have on that team? It was early meta. Aegislash. Yeah, I had Aegislash. Rotom Salamence gonna lead. Okay. We're gonna see the Intimidate fire off. If I can trace Intimidate, that would be amazing here. I trace Levitate, oh well. I have no reason not to fake out Rotom and Hyper Voice, I feel like. If Salamence stays in, that's fine, but I'm not sure. I think you wouldn't risk Mence here. You could just fire off a Hyper Voice, but I guess that'd be fine too. Double Edge doesn't knock out Gardevoir because of Intimidate, plus my amount of bulk, plus the Salamence area late nerf. Because this spread was something from 2015 I had. Salamence is just going to retreat, which is fine too. And go out on Amoonguss, which is fine because I have Coco. I think Coco can just come in for free here. And I can just click maybe a Psychic into Amoonguss. Or I could Psychic to Rotom-H because Rotom-H might become troublesome later on. But I'll Mega Ball Gardevoir. I don't care if Rotom protects or not, but Hyper Voice is just free damage, it looks like right here. Yep, I just get a bit of free chip. And there's no sand, so I don't have to worry about like Excadrill and sand, which is really good. Maybe my opponent thought I was going to go for Trick Room. I don't think I ever Trick Room with Amoonguss up yet. And I had really no reason to, since I could have potentially picked up a knockout on Salamence turn 1. So I think Psychic into Amoonguss is just fine, and switch out to Heatran. Heatran can put in some work. Hitmontop's Intimidate's really useful. And I don't care if Amoonguss protects. Actually, maybe I could have went on the top of Coco, because if Psychic doesn't knock out Amoonguss because if it's a berry and gets a Spore up, that could be problematic. I mean, I'm kind of anticipating Amoonguss to maybe protect here, but it doesn't have to. Maybe I should have thought about that more. I think I should have went into Coco. I didn't want Coco to take an overheat potentially, but Amoonguss is going to switch out Tyranitar? Tapu Fini. Okay, that works. I guess Psychic on the Tapu Fini, which is not bad. Coco would have loved this position. Coco would have absolutely loved this position, but it's alright. Get a Psychic off. Okay, so we know all of my opponent's force, so there's no sand in this game at all. It's a Z move. Gigavolt Havoc. That's gotta be Gardevoir, right? That has to be Gardevoir. Gigavolt Havoc. That should be Gardevoir, I would assume. Yeah. That's not gonna KO by a long shot, but does do a lot of damage. I really want to get rid of this Rotom-H now. Tapu Fini's in range of Volt Switch. I'm actually gonna sub, I think, with Heatran. Do I sub? He might Muddy Water here. There's no reason to really sub. I'll just protect Heatran and let my Gardevoir go down so I can bring out my Tapu Koko. I need damage on the Rotom specifically. Like, Rotom's definitely a more threat, I feel like. I should have just Psychic the Rotom-H in the first place. So, Psychic goes off, does a good amount. Overheat's going to come out. Oh, Gardevoir avoids. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for my opponent. And I actually wouldn't mind that because I got a free switch into Coco and I could threaten the T-Bolt into Tapu Fini, which is now threatening me. Great. So I'm pretty sure maybe Protect Muddy Water's coming out here. I'm just going to go on a Hitmontop. I don't need my direct button really in this game at all anymore. I just need Hitmontop alive, and I'm pretty sure Muddy Water's just going to come out. Maybe Scald in the Heatran slot, but this case now I can Protect Gardevoir, go into Coco. And now I can just threat him with like Psychic. In next turn I can threat him with like Psychic plus Thunderbolt, because what I think my opponent's going to do is Muddy Water or Scald the Heatran slot and either Protect or Thunderbolt the Gardevoir slot with Rotom. Or maybe Overheat again if you have Scald on Fini. But I just need... I need my Heatran around for Amoonguss as a backup plan in case Gardevoir goes down too early. And I'm pretty sure it's Gardevoir will go down too early. Overheat miss is unfortunate. I wouldn't mind it really because I got a free switch into Coco, but I guess it's beneficial for me too. Because now I have a Gardevoir threatening the Amoonguss. Thunderbolt going to come out. It's going to target down the Hitmontop slot, actually. Maybe it's a double up, but I'm not really... I should be worried about Muddy Water or Scald in that slot, but I'm actually going to go and risk my Coco here. Double up Heatran might have been like a really smart call by my opponent, but it's actually Moonblast going to go on a Gardevoir. Oh, I dodged a bullet. Okay, I was really worried about a double up, but it works out in my favor. Because now I can just Psychic Thunderbolt, and I don't feel like there are any... There's nothing really negative about me going for this play, because even if Amoonguss somehow switches in, like... I think you protect Fini and sack your Rotom if you're my opponent. Otherwise, yeah. I don't see much else you could do here, so... Fini gonna protect. I could have double protected maybe just to scout, but... Well, actually, no, I don't double protect. I just protected last turn. But I get rid of Rotom here. Really good. Let's see what's coming out. Should be Amoonguss coming out. Salamence doesn't make much sense. Yeah, Amoonguss. And Coco is more valuable. I don't need Hitmontop as much anymore if you decide to target it. I'm just going to Volt Switch the Tapu Fini slot and go out into my Hitmontop, because I don't need Hitmontop for this game, I feel like. I feel like Coco plus Heatran combined can win me this game. Straight out. So let us see here. Rage Powder, yep, always should be. Do you Moonblast? Or do you go for Muddy Water? I would Moonblast here. I think I could just go out into my Hitmontop though. And click Fake Out on the top of Feeny. And then Psychic if Hitmontop survives the turn. Otherwise, I think I just go back into Heatran. And then I can click Heat Wave plus Psychic. No, I have to go into Coco, don't I? Moonblast's gonna come out into Gardevoir. That's fine. Like, I didn't mind him on top going down at the worst case, because I think I'd get a free switch. I can Volt Switch Psychic D. Volt Switch to Phoenix on Psychic D Amoonguss again. And if you protect, that's fine, because I'm getting the chip on Amoonguss, knocking it out, so then Coco can target down to Feeny, single target. I think I'm going to switch out Gardevoir and a Heatran. And fake out the Tapu Fini slot, because what this allows me to do potentially, I'm pretty sure it's a double protect here, and if I get Gardevoir next to Hitmontop without fake out, it's like there's no point really, because it'd be troublesome. Did Amoonguss switch out into Salamence? Risking to take a Psychic, okay. I wish I went into Coco there. I fake out the Tapu Fini slot. Now this is a really awkward position. Although I could sack Hitmontop here and just go for a close combat into... I'll weaken the Salamence, I guess. I honestly think... Okay, so Salamence is going to Mega Evolve. I thought the two plays where either you stay in with Salamence, maybe protect, or you switch hard back into Amoonguss, because if you let Coco come in without Amoonguss on the field, I can get some massive damage off. Oh, you have Tailwind. Oh, I forgot that to consider an option. And you Calm Mind again. Oh. Smart, man. Very smart. Or Gal, if I'm playing a Gal, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't defer. I mean, I have Wide Guard. Oh, that was really smart. I think I might need a double. I sub here. I think I sub Wide Guard. I'm pretty sure you're just going to double edge. If you Hyper Voice, that works out for me. I'm not sure if this Phoenix Scald or Muddy Water, though. We'll see. If it's Muddy Water, this play works out, but this is probably the only play I can do at this point. Hyper Voice. Scald or Muddy Water? We haven't seen a Water type move yet. It is Scald. Okay. Knocks out Heatran. Might need a double with one of my Pokemon. Even then, like, it's problematic to deal with this. Gonna go Coco. I think I could still win, but it's not looking good at all. I think if you're my opponent, you should harden Amoonguss and switch out your Salamence. If you stay with Salamence, I have a chance, and it looks like my opponent does. Okay. Double Edge into Coco and Moonblast into Hitmontop? No, okay. I need my opponent to get rid of my Coco. I mean my Hitmontop, so I can get a free switch in. I have to go for a double here because it's my only hope. And that's what it comes down to. That Tailwind, I forgot that was an option. That was such a good play. I go for the double here no matter what, though. I go for the double, try to get Gardevoir next to Tapu Koko. And then next turn, I think I have to predict Amoonguss coming in. I don't get the double, so that's good game. Moonblast into Tapu Koko. Maybe I could have sacked Gardevoir there, but I think I needed like Gardevoir to take care of the Amoonguss. So no matter what, I think I wasn't losing shoes. My opponent definitely gave me the chance though, because if my opponent just switched out Mence right away into Amoonguss, because you don't need the plus. I don't think you need double edge damage on Coco because you knock it out with Moonblast from Feeny. If my opponent ever switched out on Amoonguss, I felt like the game would have been 100% over by that point because he could just keep Rage Powdering and going for Moonblast in that slot, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. So maybe I hope for a choke and somehow I get a crit on Feeny. He could Tailwind, Protect. He could just double edge Gardevoir. Double edge gonna come out. Target down Gardevoir. Good game. So, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I could have avoided this situation, but it's like, okay, again, I only have one really good answer to Calm Mind Feeny, and that's Coco. I need to get Coco in. I think I should have went aggressively into Coco instead of Heatran. I think the Heatran play was a mistake, and if I just got Coco in when the Feeny came in, when Amoonguss switched out, I felt like, man, I would have been in the top position. I just didn't want to take an overheat potentially. But then again, I don't think you ever overheat the Hitmontop slot. So I felt, okay. I think a play I could have done better was go out into Hitmontop there. I mean, switch out Hitmontop into Coco. I could threaten the Thunderbolt. If Amoonguss wants to come in, that's fine. I did get lucky with the overheat miss, but I felt like even if I didn't get it, I got a free switch into Coco, which would have been beneficial for me, I feel like. So no matter what, I felt like I don't think it really changed much in the end game. But hope that everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show your support, as well as you can check out my other stuff. My social media is down below. Let us have a great new year together. A lot of plans for this channel coming up soon. You can check out the team if you want to try it out down below. I think I'm going to make changes to it though. I feel like I might change up some of the Pokemon for the matchup. I think I'm going to keep the Gardevoir Araquanid for sure the same, but I think I'm going to change up some of the other Pokemon. So look forward to the changes in the next battle. And yeah, if you want to try out the current placement, you can try it out. It is down below. You can check out previous episodes of VGC 2018 Baek Battles if you have missed them, and you can check out other stuff as well. I'll catch you around in another video. Have a great day, people. See you around next time.